Ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on to a new unit. We're going to be looking at decimals. They're very similar to fractions, as you'll find out. So write the lesson number at the top of your page, write the I can statement below it, and then restart the video when you're ready. So I can read and write decimals and fractions. So first of all, writing decimal numbers. When we write decimal numbers that are less than 1, we usually write a 0 before the decimal. Now there's a few reasons for that. One would be that writing a 0 helps us to notice that there is a decimal. Sometimes it's easy to overlook. So without the 0, we can miss the decimal point. So let's make sure we're putting a 0 in the ones place before the decimal. The 0 also helps us remember it is a number less than 1. So when you see 0 decimal point something something, you know that that amount is smaller than 1 whole. So look at this, for example. If we have 1/10 written in words, as a fraction, you guys already know that it looks like this, 1/10. As a decimal, it looks like this. So this is what I'm talking about. We have a 0 in the ones place before the decimal, and then a 1 in the tenths place. So all of those mean the same thing, 1/10. Now, fractions and decimals both tell us the number of equal parts a whole is divided into. They also tell us the number of those parts that are being taken or described.
Say what? Say what? Say what?
I know, right? So let me show you what I mean. So fraction notation uses a numerator and a denominator, like you've already learned, to show a whole divided into any number of parts. So remember, when we have a whole, we divide it into parts. If it's 4 equal parts, our denominator is 4. When we're talking about just one of those parts, it's 1/4. Now, decimal notation uses a decimal point to show the places to the right of the ones place. All right, I love money. I think we all know and use money, so let's see if we can use money to make sense of this. So the tenths place shows 1 whole. So if we think of a dollar divided into 10 equal parts, think 10 dimes. The hundredths place shows each tenth divided into 10 equal parts. So that would be like taking a dime and making it into pennies. So let's first think about tenths. All right, so if we have 10 dimes, that equals $1. So each individual dime is 1/10 of a dollar. So 1/10 is a fraction, looks like this, and that means we have 1 of 10 equal parts. So if we were to write that as money, we would have no dollars, and we would have 1 dime, or 1/10 of a dollar. Now here, we've got it written as 1 and a 0. It still means 1/10. I could keep adding and adding zeros here, but it would still mean 1/10 because we have a 1 in the tenths place. So if it's just regular decimal notation without it being written as money, notice that to the right of the decimal, we still have a 1 in both situations, a 1 in the tenths place, or 1/10. Now, the next place over is hundredths. So that would be like taking 100 pennies. So we have 100 pennies here, which makes 1 whole dollar. And if I was talking about just 1 penny, okay, notice up here it was 1 dime, but 1 penny would be 1/100th, or 1 out of 100 equal parts. So as money, that would be no dollars, no dimes, it would just be 1 penny, 1 in the hundredths place, or 1/100th of a dollar. So in decimal notation, if we take the dollar sign off, we have no ones, no tenths. We just have 1/100th or 1 in the hundredths place. Now, thousandths. This is all the further we're going to go in 5th grade, is to the thousandths place. So that would be, right now we have 1/100th, so we would have to take that 1 penny and divide that into 10 equal parts. So if we could take 1/10 of a penny, that would be 1 out of 1,000 equal parts. So if it were money, it would be written like that. But of course, when we're dealing with money, we don't deal with 1/10 of a penny. But you have seen this before on gas station signs, where actually you're paying $2.89 plus a little bit of something in the thousands place when you buy gas or when your parents do.
It ain't ever about the money. It's not about the money. We just want to make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. It ain't about the cha-ching, cha-ching. Ain't about the bling, bling.
All right. Just a little break there. I thought you might like that. So remember, if we're thinking of money, tenths would be like a dime, hundredths would be like a penny, thousandths would be like 1/10 of a penny. So over here, if I have 1 dime, that would be 1/10 of a dollar. Okay, so as fractions, this is what they would look like. 2 dimes would be 2/10, and so on. So when we get all the way down here to 10 tenths, that's a full dollar. So now these fractions written as decimals look like this. 1/10, 2/10, all the way down. And notice when I get down to 10 tenths, my 1 moves to the ones place because now I have 1 whole. So that 1 is no longer in the tenths place, it moves to the ones place. 1 whole dollar, for example. So if this is our decimal, you know that just to the left of the decimal we have our ones place. And you've been learning in elementary school that we go to the tens, hundreds, thousands. Well, it's the same thing to the right of the decimal. You'll notice, though, there are no oneths, okay? We start right away with tenths, tens over here, tenths with a THS over here. So these are this is the whole number side. This is the decimal or the fraction, the part of a whole side. And each one of these words is going to end with THS. But the beginning of the word matches over here. So everything kind of goes from the ones place and branches out this way, goes from the ones place and branches out this way, but with the same beginning. So decimal numbers are read as if they are fractions. So for example, 37 hundredths and 37 hundredths are both said the same way, like you heard it, 37 hundredths. So look at these sample problems. If I have 7 out of 100, my number looks like this. I have a 7 in the hundredths place. So 7 is in the hundredths place. I have no tenths, no ones. Look at the next one. 16 hundredths. Notice that my digit has to land in the hundredths place. So that 16 has to land in the hundredths. 16 hundredths, 16 hundredths. So look at here. 54 thousandths. My 4 on the 54 has to land in the thousandths place. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. 54 thousandths. So I have to fill in the tenths place with a 0 to hold that place value. So what I like to tell kids to do is draw some blank lines. Fill in, when you have 7 hundredths, put a 7 in the hundredths place, and then everything else needs to be filled in with a 0. So with 16 hundredths, make sure that your 16 lands in the hundredths place, and then fill the rest in with a 0. Same with thousandths. Make sure your 54 is going to land, the 4 of your 54 is going to land in the thousands place. There's your 54. Fill in your other places with zeros. All right, so now it's your turn. I've left this up here to help you if you need it. You're going to look at the fraction and write each fraction as a decimal, and I actually want you to kind of whisper it to yourself and say it as you write it. I will see you later on today in group.